like this season from DeMar DeRozan.
Okay.
There's a
Yeah.
lot we can learn from DeMar. Um, there's just so much going on, and like people are just seeing him play like really well this season. And I don't think they really understand everything that's going on into like what what's all going on to make that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I mean, recently he just hit two buzzer beater threes to win games, and I don't think that's ever been done before.
Ooh, ooh.
Like back to
I think
back.
I think you're right. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. I think Larry Bird did something close to it back in the 80s. I think,
Really?
yeah, I think I saw a post, but it was like it was back-to-back games, but there was like a two-day gap or something like that.
Okay.
Like DeMar was like, one day he hits that one-legged three,
Very
and then the
next
next
day,
day, the very
it's
next day,
another
less than
three.
24 hours. Yeah, that was nuts, man. That was nuts. I got to watch the second game, and I was just like, what? Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So okay. So Demar, from a trainer's perspective, because you teach, that's in a way kind of your style of play, like a shooting guard, maybe a wing. You could play a wing. Tell me about what you're seeing with that.
Well, as far as a skill standpoint, I think one of the things that makes DeMar so effective is his mid-range game. Like his mid-range game is dang near unmatched in the league right now. And
Yeah,
if you have someone that can score at the three levels, like someone that can hit, like shoot threes, hit mid-range, and get to the basket, it it makes every single one of those things more easy to do. Like when I like the times in my like basketball career when I've shot more mid range, it's way more easy to get to the basket. It's a lot more easy to um, shoot threes and all those things just because they don't know what you're gonna do. Like if it's just he shoots threes or he goes to the basket, the second you start driving, they know you're going to the basket.
yeah,
But if you're sitting there pulling up on mid ranges, then they don't know. So it keeps that defender guessing. But that's one thing. Like when people are saying like the mid range is like gone and like it's unnecessary, or you get those um, guys saying, just statistically, like it doesn't make sense for you to shoot mid range. Well, maybe for some guys, like, but I think overall you have to keep that mid range alive. I think it just like I said, it makes the rest of the game easier for you.
definitely. Well, for you and for your teammates too, right? Because
Exactly.
um, I remember watching Demar I'm going to say it LeBronto. I had to say it. But I remember watching that Raptors team, like 2016, 2017, 2018 going against the Cavs. I think DeMar struggled then to really. He's always been really good at the mid range,
Hmm.
but I think he really struggled to embrace it.
Yeah.
'Cause, like ever since what 2013, it's been a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I might be a little off on that as far as like the years.
Yeah. It's no, yeah, maybe. It's tough to say like what I think he was still trying to like embrace his game, like you said, at that point, which like if you're not 100% all in on what like you do, then it
Mm,
becomes difficult to play well. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, something else I just thought of too. Those 2-game winners, they were 3-pointers.
I know. There were 3 pointers. So we could get in on that. Like DeMar, like he's been shooting relatively well, concern like compared to the rest of his career, 3 point wise. But those are just tough shots. Like those aren't shots that like you're getting a lot of reps of. Like how many reps do you think he's gotten of a one-legged three like that? Like maybe just
A
goofing
hundred a day.
around. He maybe just goofing around. How many reps is he getting of like a contested three like that?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Honestly,
against two defenders right in your face. Yeah.
exactly. Like he's not getting a lot of reps like that. And so like the biggest thing that I'm seeing is that dude is in the zone. He's literally like he's in a situation where he's in the zone and there's so much that goes into getting into the zone. Like you hear people talk about getting into the zone and what that is. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just a very calm state where like you don't have to think. And it's just like I posted this on Instagram, like after he hit the first one, and I said something about instincts.
Mm.
And when you're able to get into the zone, then you're just straight relying on like your subconscious and your instincts. Like you don't even have to think about what you're doing. Like he wasn't thinking there. He just saw like how much time was on the clock, and his instincts are, I need to put this in the basket, and that's what happened. And
Yeah.
so he wasn't like thinking about like what went into that shot or anything. He just had to put it in. And there's been like quite a few different like situations or like other shots from other players that have been that way. Like a couple that come to mind is I can't remember if it was in the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals when LeBron hit that like crazy like fadeaway floater to the left.
Oh.
Like, do you think
Oh.
he practices that?
Was that against the Raptors?
It
Do you
may have been.
remember?
It very well could have been. I don't
Oh,
remember when that was. But like, do you think he like gets tons of reps of that shot?
no.
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 In fact,
That was
I've seen him try to do that same exact floater again, and it frankly doesn't look pretty.
yeah. Like that's a dude that is locked in and is in the zone and just thinks I gotta put this in the basket. Okay. Another shot I think of is Kobe. I can't remember if he was in the finals or Eastern Conference Finals. Similar situation where he gets really far under the basket and like he throws up like this crazy, like I don't know if you know
Yeah.
what I'm talking
Oh,
about. Like
yeah, yeah.
I've never seen anybody shoot a shot like that since. Like you think he practices that? No. That's just a man that's locked in the zone and thinks I gotta put this in the basket. So anyways, like going back to DeMar and like just the zone, there's so many things that go into like getting into the zone like that. So, man, I don't even know where to start. But
Well,
like the biggest
how about this? How about this? So this podcast is for the students of the game, right?
for sure.
Whether we're a coach, whether you're a student, I guess an athlete, but whatever, Um, speak as if you're in a training session.
Yeah, for sure.
Just kind of. I just want to see you go off, man. I'll just shut up. I'm shutting up. I just want to see you go off. It's all you, bro.
So, I mean, there's so many things, like I said, that go into like getting into the zone. And that's one thing, like I'm learning how to teach kids how to get there. I mean, there's different levels of the zone. Like the best games you probably ever had, like you're just so locked in. Like I don't think it's possible to get to that point every single game, but I do think it's possible to get into a zone where you're just in control. Like you're in control of your emotions, your thoughts, like you're locked in, you're just focused, and you're very present. You're very present with what's going on right there and then. We're not worried about the future, whether we're down by two, three, whatever. Like you're just worried about what you need to do right there and then, and you don't care about what's happened in the past. Where too many athletes, they get worried, well, yo, I missed the past three threes, so I'm not going to shoot this one. Or, yo, we're down by 15 and there's 2 minutes left. You see this so much, bro. So, like a team's down by, let's say, down by 10, and there's 2 minutes left. You can come back from 10 in literally 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds. You could come back by 10, like if you're just smart. Maybe I'll
That's
give you a minute. I'll be conservative and say we'll go a minute, and you have 2 minutes left. You could come back by 10.
that's
By like
that's three possessions. You're in the game.
yeah, elite defense and smart shots. But you'll see these guys that they'll just come down and they panic. They'll panic and they'll just hurry up and start chucking up three after three. Where if they take a second and get in like three passes, like three, someone drives, kick, pass, then you're getting a lot better shot. But they come down and they panic and they throw up these bad shots. So that is a situation where they're not present. They're stuck in the future thinking about the 10 points that they have to cover instead of, all right, we need a good bucket. We need a smart bucket right here. And then the next possession, all right, we need another good bucket right here. And just thinking about that bucket they have to get right there and not the couple after. So that's part of it is like athletes is pretty common. They get stuck into what's happened and they let that define the rest of the game, or they're worried about what's to come or what needs to happen because they're down by whatever, by so much. Okay. So that's a big part of like getting in the zone is just staying very present with where you're at and not letting the before or after affect how you're playing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So being present and then I guess control. Is that a good word? Okay.
Yeah, the control is a huge part because you see so many times where um like people will say, man, there's so much energy at that game. And I would beg to differ and call it emotion. There's a lot of emotion at that game. Um, and you'll see like players, they get like they'll go on a run and everybody's hyped. The players are hyped, but how long does a good run last?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like they'll go on a run for maybe what, like half a quarter, and then like that emotion doesn't last the entire game. Like they're not hyped the whole game. Every single time someone they go on an emotional run, it's gonna stop at some point. What goes up must come down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when I'm like, I don't know about you, but when I was in like my game that I think of when I was locked in, like just absolutely locked in, I didn't celebrate at all. Zero celebration. And I was going off. Like this is the competitive league on campus, which is like it's a good league. Did you ever play in the competitive league?
I never did. I always wanted
Good.
to.
It's a good league, like tryouts and the draft and everything. Anyways, like
Hmm?
we were playing against a team that ended up winning it. They were stacked. And for whatever reason, I got locked in that game. I had 7 threes in the first half, all off the dribble, like contested and like step back threes. Like it was insane. Like
Okay,
I like
Dame.
even like some turnaround step back, like it was some crazy stuff, bro. And I didn't celebrate after one of them. And that's how I was able to stay locked in because I was able to stay neutral emotionally. I wasn't getting too attached to what was happening on in the game. And so um, that's a big part. And you'll see, like, if you watch some of the greats, like if you watch Damian Lillard, how often is that man celebrating after shots? Not until the game is over. Like if he hits a buzzer beater, he might celebrate a little bit. You got that Dame time, but like you can see like he's very like neutral emotionally. The same thing with Michael. Like he wasn't like celebrating like in the middle of the game, you know. Kobe, he's that same way. Like he doesn't get wouldn't get super emotional. And so because of that they're able to stay consistent. When you get emotional, it's the same thing like basketball and in life. If you're emotional, if you're like get too high, then you're gonna drop. You're gonna go too
Yeah.
low. You're gonna get too low at some point. And so, kind of getting an understanding of that, um, and I mean, it's a lot easier said than done. It takes practice for sure because like I was one where like I'd get high and then like I also get my lows were really low. Like
Right, right.
Start like playing bad, then I like take too much meaning off of like I'm missing those shots, and then in my head I'm a sucky basketball player and a horrible person. Like I don't have any worth because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it takes a lot of work, and again, like you just have to be consistent with it and learn from each and every experience. So I think like DeMar is going back to DeMar, he's gotten a pretty good control of his emotions. Like he looks very calm and collected when he plays. You know what I mean?